Yo, yo, and back here again. Market is pretty crazy. I wasn't expecting new volume or anything added to the price today because it's a bank holiday. But about 48 minutes ago, as you can see right here, Trump had posted talking about how the war has diminished. So I'm definitely expecting some added strength here to the market. So that is kind of like 50-50, right? It makes me a little happy, I guess you could say, because we're getting some strength added. But it also doesn't make me as happy because now we could be getting a little bit of chop and questionable price action. So it's not looking too nice, right? And normally I would be trading this with like 3 minis, just targeting a 1-to-1. But I'm going to size down to 2 and go break even just a little bit faster than I normally would. Just to preserve capital, I might see a trade tab break even and then go back to profit. So it might suck for me, but I'm doing it for a reason. But I'm still going to trade. Hopefully I don't regret that. But yeah. So far, pre-market, this essentially was a valid buy for pre-market. Although I would have not entered it there. I would have honestly wanted to see it come back down to this high or to the 50% of these highs, like right here. Which it almost came to that, actually, but I still would have wanted to have seen it here. So I wouldn't have known that was a Trump tweet till later. We got a couple minutes till market open. This is a valid sell, but we're seeing some good positive green on the regression chart, so I'm expecting a buy switch. But I low-key got to use the restroom, so I'm quick. Dang, I thought price would have validated that or switched to a buy here before we opened. But it's still holding sell-off value, so I'm expecting price from market open to dump. Well, the market open candle nonetheless to dump. As much as I want to trade that and oversize a little bit just to be done early, especially when I feel iffy about the day. Positive buy. We're gonna size down when we enter at those lows. Price might just rip without us though. Yeah. Oh, that actually didn't close on a buy. Market open just closed on a buy. Or it might not, but it was going to. And I would have also taken a scalp once we tapped this breaker block, and I would have exited here. The London session high. Didn't close on a buy, but I know a buy wants to come. Out of low-key, I've gotten in a buy position right there. I would have closed here. But as of right now, we're just waiting for a sweep, most likely. And then we'll probably see our confirmation form for a trade. But I'm obviously expecting some buys here. Don't really know where my entry is going to be, but I have a good idea where my stop is going to be, and I have a good idea where my profit's going to be. So we're just going to set that up, and then we're going to set... Oh, there you go. I don't think we're going to close on a buy here, but if we do, I don't like the RR of this trade either. Oh, didn't close on a buy here. Like I told you, I think price wants to sweep this before we see our buy side trade, but maybe not. My target right now is 50% of this 4-hour breaker block. We could very much come up here, but I'm just going to target the 4-hour of this because we could see some decent reversal off the 4-hour, and it's also a bank holiday. There we go. Didn't close on a buy either. Oh my god. I know what you want to do, Price. Come on, Price. This is your third time popping up, but you're not giving me the closure I want for my strategy. And we didn't get our closure. And honestly, I would have gotten in a scalp on that third buy that didn't close. I would have gotten in a scalp that would have entered as soon as that candle closed, and then I would be targeting those lows all the way down here from New York Open. Sure, we might want to sweep those other two, but I'm just going to get out of my first point of interest. That's the trade I would have taken, breaking my rules. To be honest, it's most likely going to play out, too. And that's why I keep telling you it's hard for me to break my rules, because I've learned swing trading. I'm not the best at swing trading. I don't have like 100% solid strategy. But I've learned swing trading. I've learned obviously my normal strategy, then obviously what I just said, and then my educated gamble strategy that plays out a decent amount of times too, but it doesn't play out enough. So breaker block, that gives me a little bit of confirmation that we obviously want to sweep this, but like I said, I still need to wait because I follow my rules. This buy might end up validating because we saw those 3 other buys pop up and then not be able to close on it, so this might validate, but I'm not going to take it because it is still invalid on my actual strategy, but I have a feeling it's going to validate. Hopefully it just doesn't even close on a buy, and that's what it looks like it's going to do. So that makes me a little bit happy. Okay, it closed on a valid buy. Nice. Some bull. Now that kind of makes me think that, right, we can form a valid sell here. Valid sell doesn't really have a clear point of target. Maybe this breaker block right here, or these highs right here. So I'm not liking to look at that because I wanted price to come up. So I had started a new video a while ago, and I guess it never actually started recording. I don't know where we left off, but this was an invalid buy, and I had stated I think it's going to validate. I would have entered either from this high or London high, and then I would have been targeting Asian session or the 4-hour. I probably would have just targeted Asian session because it is a 4-hour. The only reason why I was talking that was because we saw 3 valid buys be popping up here, and then they never closed on a valid buy. So that does tell you we do have some buy side momentum here. But I didn't take that trade. And then once we tapped that high, I also had stated that I'm honestly feeling the idea that we're going to need to sweep these lows right here or create an S&T, but I'm leaning more towards a sweep. And it started to happen, but then we formed a reversal breaker block, so it's not looking too great. But then I had said that we might be seeing a buy side trade after this breaker block, and we would take that. But then price ended up filling our breaker block, not completely, but it ended up filling our breaker block, so that already invalidates that. So I'm gonna get off the charts, but I'm still expecting a long to play out during New York session, or maybe even play out a little bit towards after session. But nonetheless, I'm getting off. I don't like this volatility we're seeing here. This looks a lot like an Asian session and something with just a couple candles here that are good. So I'm getting off the charts. Once I come back onto my computer, I will show you guys in a finished trade recap, or not trade recap, but show you what price did and what I would have taken if something did form. But to be honest with you, I'm either leaning towards we're going to sweep this and see a long, or we're just not going to see anything at all during New York session. So yeah. Anyways, I'm getting off. See you guys later. Yo. This is the trade that I would have taken if I had stayed on the chart. I believe we got off around this time right here, and I was talking about how I want to see either a sweep off these break blocks or price respect this break block, and then we'll see our buy side momentum. And price swept this point right here, and this break block rejected and showed buy side momentum, which is our good sign that hey, we got a trade cooking up. This was an invalid buy, so I wouldn't have taken anything off of it. This was also an invalid sell, so I wouldn't have taken anything off of it. This was our valid buy. This was our trading signal. This is our trading strategy, so we would have entered a buy here. Realistically, I should be targeting like the 50% of this chop because I don't see a clear point to enter, and that would have been respected perfectly. But I saw that we had created an order flow high here with a breaker block, and this kind of comes to that area, and this kind of came to that area. So I just decided to enter at this order flow high because it pretty matches up with this one and close to this one. I see this candle respected that perfectly, but then we created this, although it was just buy side break block, so honestly it didn't matter. That means my entry was still correct. Price just needed to form a little bit of power. Now, I should have just targeted this high right here and our Asian session high, but I still had faith in this 4-hour break block high because price already tapped Asian session, which I should have known. Price is not going to do that. It's bank holiday, blah, 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 blah. Just target this high right here. So we were targeting this. We actually came really, really close to TP here, but price came back down to this high. I wanted to see buy side momentum after tapping this high, and we did get buy side momentum here, but it failed to break above order flow. So then I had just closed out at the next candle when the next candle came to the order flow high, so we would have closed out here. So we actually still did squeeze a little bit more profit than this, which is kind of good, but we didn't get the profit that we wanted it to be. And my stop would have just been at this low because you see this break block form and this break block form and react from that low, so that would be a reason for that low if price were to invalidate. And then, yeah, the rest of the day, I wouldn't trade because that's right, not New York session. This is kind of the only New York session trade I would trade. But we did get a massive dump off before price closed off here. Yeah, that was all. I didn't like price action, so I decided to get off, and I would have been stuck in this range, so I definitely would have gotten off. I would have gotten off closer to the time of this trade, and that honestly would have made me more mad. But nonetheless, I don't really care that I missed this trade. That's kind of right. I just decided to get off because I didn't like price, so I didn't like price, and I got off. So I don't feel any type of way for that. But yeah, see you guys Monday.